Hey, welcome to this week's edition of Survivor Saturday. Thank you for tuning in for the past several weeks, and again, we have another really an amazing story. Again, we have Denise with us here today, and again, this whole month is been just absolutely amazing. And if you've been following along with the videos, you know that we've talked to some absolute amazing warriors, and we've all come out with the same thing, that together we can stand up and we can fight. And some days it takes us having somebody to help lift us up. So Denise, thank you for being here with me, and thank you for agreeing to share a little bit of your story with us. So you're a survivor of breast cancer.
Yes.
And so tell us a little bit, in your mind, in your heart, your soul, what does that phrase, being a survivor, what does that mean to you?
Well, the last year, I got diagnosed January 22nd, 2018. I still have one surgery left. It's been a rocky road. It's been one that was very, very difficult to keep going forward. But I have my family, my friends, my work, my associates, that were all behind me, getting me to push forward and not look back, as they kept telling me I wasn't going that way. So kept crawling and crawling, inch by inch, foot by foot.
Already been that way. You're going another direction now,
Yep,
aren't you?
I already been there. Only forward.
So when you first received the diagnosis that you had breast cancer, tell us a little bit about that. I mean, what went through your minds? What were your thoughts?
I kind of had a feeling that there was something wrong when I went to have my mammogram, which I did faithfully. Every year I would go. And something just didn't feel right. So went and had it done, and they said, "You want to try a new 3D mammogram?" There's my push right here.
Yeah.
And they said, "Well, your insurance won't pay for it." And I said, "Well, how much is it?" And they said, $35. I said, "Yes, I'll have one of those, please." So I put it on my order. And this is where it all was kind of went crazy after that. But I got the 3D done. The radiologist came in and he says, "Let me look at it a little closer." He says, "There's something not quite right." So we did an ultrasound at the same time, all at the same time. So he called me into his office at this point, and he said, "Well, there's a little spot that doesn't look quite right." And I knew kind of at that point, when your radiologist takes you into his office, that there's a problem.
Yeah.
So he showed me my befores from the year before, my regular mammogram that just happened, and then the 3D, and he was cutting it in slices. And he said, "Right here, this is a problem." So 3 days later, I found out I had cancer. I was all by myself. The nurse had called, and she said, "Do you want to talk to the doctor?" And I knew at that point that there was something, and he told me I had cancer. I went down to my knees, and the only thing I remember after that was the Wizard of Oz tornado, where all of the pictures of my life, it was like snapshots going around in circles. That's the only way I can explain it. How my husband told him to come home, and within 40 minutes I was back up there at the breast center, and I had my team picked out, my oncologist, radiologist, a surgeon, a plastic surgeon, and my regular primary care. A month later, I was, had a double mastectomy, and didn't think at that time I was going to have the chemotherapy, but the cancer had metastasized into my lymph nodes. So then they were aggressive after that. That was what I heard, what I remember, but it was something you just don't ever experience.
Yeah, and and I know that I've had these conversations before, and as much as like myself can try to empathize, there's no way. There's no way to explain or understand those moments. And you know, knowing what little bit I do know about you, and as well as all the ladies that have joined us this month, is that yeah, you're a fighter.
Absolutely.
You know, and I think that's what it takes. It takes being a fighter. Obviously, as we know. So, you know, one of the questions that I've asked everybody is were you aware of the American Cancer Society and what they could offer or do in these situations?
I've been aware of all of the things that the American Cancer Society does for you. Their website, their the services they perform, and if they don't know, they will find out, which is something that I absolutely love about them. They'll go the extra mile to make you feel comfortable.
Yeah.
I never had to use them for anything, but I did get on the website, and after I was told not to, I did sneak on there and try to find my diagnosis.
Were you doing a little doctoring yourself, were you? Some
Yes,
Dr.
I must
Google?
admit. I did the Dr. Google, the WebMD, I did everything even after they told me not to. But
I mean, how do you not? You know, I mean, to me, I mean, how do you not? I know, just in different, you know, very minimal scales of issues that I've gone through, and my wife, you know, I want to be informed. I want to get the most information as I can. And everybody has kind of said the same thing. You know, I wanted to make sure I knew what I was dealing with.
and you don't always know. And I'm when you think about breast cancer, you think breast cancer, it's all going to be the same, but it's not. No two cancers are the same. No two ways of treating it, treatments are the same. Each person's individually, it's all potioned together to where it's just for you, for your body type, for your blood, for everything. I never knew that.
Yeah.
So I think that's kind of an amazing that modern technology and, you know, our physicians and our great healer has given us the knowledge to, you know, to do those things and work that magic.
That we do have a great healer, that is for sure. So, you know, and I'm deviating from our questions a little, but
I know.
you know, so you and I met last year for the first time at our fundraising benefit
Yes.
auction, and I just gotta tell you, you touched my heart. It was amazing for me, and do you mind telling everybody that the magnitude of that event for you last year?
I was 2 weeks out of radiation. And I had 28 cycles of radiation. And I got weekends off. Monday through Friday with weekends and holidays, but no holidays happened to fit in there for me. But we got it, and we were done. I was fatigued and tired, and it was uplifting for me because of all of the support that was in that room, and just I think that I smiled for days afterwards just because I felt loved, and I felt the concern of everyone else that was there.
Yeah, and it was, you know, and absolutely, and to me, of course, obviously so touching because I can try my best to express why I feel so adamant about standing up for raising awareness and the cure for breast cancer and all cancers. But I think at the end of the day, you're exactly, you know, the reason. And I mean, I'm a dad. I'm a late bloomer, and I've got all girls. I mean, I'm surrounded by women in my house,
Yep.
and statistically, I know that I'm going to be facing this. And so, just like, you know, my relationship with my Lord invests me in eternal future, I want to invest in the future of those girls in my life.
Absolutely.
you know, and there's so much that we can do and still needs to be done. So,
you know, digressing back earlier,
yeah,
you know, my daughter's 30. My oldest daughter is 30 and had her first mammogram today. And part of me is happy and excited about it, but another part is it's heartbreaking because at 30 she has to worry about whether or not she's got the gene for cancer and whether I've passed that on. You know, my younger child's 20, so she's going to have to go through all of these same things, and it does make you think about your children and your grandchildren, and you know, whether it's your daughter or your son. I mean, it's just more brilliant now than it used to be, and it's just
yeah, you know, and
it's a
we've talked. I've talked with several people, and it's like, you know, we know cancer is present in the family, and it's not a matter of if, it's just a matter of when. And so, you know, when that's the mindset again, I mean, I feel like at least this is an opportunity for us to at least start investing now, you know, instead of waiting until, you know, the when. Let's go ahead and tie in now. So, one last question for you, and that is, with your experience, what you've been through, knowing all that you know now, if there was just a one or two things that you could leave for others who may be watching this video, maybe who are just entering into their journey or maybe getting ready to come into a journey, what kind of words of hope and encouragement would you leave with them?
I'll get Kleenex here in a second. I think the biggest thing for me is to accept help from whomever will get it for you. Acceptance of the issue that you've got going on and knowing that it is going to end. It'll always be in the back of your mind. It's never ever going to leave you. But going forward, seeing and doing good things and being kind. Sometimes it's kind of crazy because you don't think those are things that cancer people think about.
Yeah.
But just loving one another and knowing that it will end. One piece of advice I do want to say is please, 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 if you're out there and somebody tells you this too shall pass, this is the worst thing that you could say to a cancer survivor or somebody that's got cancer, is we know it's going to pass. We know that it will. But it's just not, that's not where you find your comfort.
Yeah.
You know? That's just
it's funny you say that. You know, I remember I've said that to people in other circumstances, and I remember I was dealing with some things in my life, and somebody said that to me, and I said, you know, I really appreciate that. What I really need right now is some help and some love to get through it.
Exactly.
And so,
hug me, let me scream, let me do anything. Just don't. That's kind of an obvious one,
yeah, right.
you know, or not. I mean, I don't. You just cancer. Just that word stays with you. It's a stain on you, and it just doesn't.
You know,
it's not something that you wipe off.
We, you know, over this past week, and I had the opportunity to do a little roundtable discussion and on News Talk, and that's kind of what we were talking about. And I think, unfortunately, a lot of times is that the people around you, they don't know what to say. Mm-mm. You know, and so unfortunately, we come up with all these horrible cliches that we know, and because we don't know what to say.
Yeah.
You know,
raw honesty. Accept raw honesty from somebody.
Yeah.
That's huge.
Yes.
If I can just tell you my story and you just shake your head and say, yeah, that's all I need.
Yeah.
Just affirmation. That's it. That's all I need.
Well, again, thank you so much, and I'm so excited that we're gonna partake in dinner again in a couple of nights.
I know, me too.
That's a fun, exciting event.
I think I'm sitting at your table again too.
Yeah. Well,
I don't know if that's a good thing or a bad thing.
no, that's always a good thing. It's always a good thing. You know, if you're watching with us, again, thank you so much for supporting our Real Men Wear Pink campaign. Obviously, there's still plenty of time to donate, right?
Absolutely.
So we can definitely use your money. We've got a goal of $40,000 this year that we're trying to meet. And we're a little over halfway there, and we've got a little bit of time left. So be sure to follow the links in this video so that you can make a contribution, because every dollar helps, and we appreciate that. But by all means, share this video with people that you know. Between Denise and the other women that have come in and joined me the course of this past month, I'm just going to tell you, I feel so invigorated and lifted from the strength that y'all have shared with us. It's just absolutely amazing. And I know for me, on behalf of the whole entire company here, you know, we look forward to this every year. It's a lot of work, but our whole entire company digs in and they give our all. Everybody gives everything they got to support the cause. And just, you know, listening to the stories and sharing the strength and hope that has been shared in the course of this past month, it's why we do what we do. And so thank you again so much.
You're welcome. Thank you for having me.
I love you anyways. It's just, again, thank y'all for tuning in. Again, please get some last minute donations in. We're almost there. Like and share, and just know this, that no matter what you may be going through, whether it's a diagnosis of breast cancer, of any kind of cancer, or maybe you're just struggling with something else in life, no matter what it is, remember there are people out there who love you, who care about you, and that's what it's all about. It's about us joining together and helping each other out. So thank you again for tuning in. God bless you all, and we'll see you next year.